G'day guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters in Shanghai. I am Maynard, joined with me for the first time is Todd. How are you feeling, brother?
Feeling pretty good. We have an insane game coming up, man.
We do.
Grubby versus Loner. We almost got to do a rematch, Sting versus Grubby, but Loner able to get the best of Sting here. You know, Loner, I was mentioning this earlier, the Chinese players are a bit of an enigma because we don't see them in too many international tournaments. And Loner beating Sting here, as much as it's a surprise, I feel like it's not that much of a surprise. He's been around forever, he's a very good Terran.
Yeah.
And I think Grubby is going to have to play his A game here if he wants to make sure he gets through.
I completely agree with you, man, but of course Grubby is my favorite coming into this.
For the tournament or this match?
Of this particular best of three.
Okay.
Obviously, I'd love to see Grubby come up to the into the next stages, but he's got a lot of really scary Koreans to get through on the way there.
And Chinese first.
And Chinese players, the Enigmas are coming through as well. Grubby, of course, being a favorite of the crowd in Intel Extreme Masters, always has been, especially since Singapore.
Yeah, in China in general, Grubby is
he's
huge
really
here.
big.
Yeah.
We had to pull him away from signing autographs to get him to play his game. And we're not even lying. All right, let's get into the game, guys. Here we go. In the bottom right here, we have got the Chinese Terran. Bottom left, sorry. We have got the Chinese Terran. This is Loner. And his opponent, Dutch Protoss, one of the heroes of everyone here. This is Grubby.
Can you read the Loner's name?
Can I read the Loner thing?
Like in the game.
No, man. My Chinese is a little bit rusty. I did know a little bit. I know, Ni Hao, Zai Jian, stuff like that. Baba, Mama.
Hey, it's funny, they went for the exact same first building location.
Yeah, that's well spotted, man.
Which, like, for a Terran, this is standard, but for a Protoss, putting your pylon like this behind your mineral line is a little bit strange, I have to say. I mean, against Zerg, if you do that, could mean that you go for Nexus first and then the Forge behind your mineral line, but putting the gate down there? Whoa, Grubby's on 14 supply and he still hasn't made a gate, so I think we're going to see a Nexus first here.
Wow.
Grubby already...
Very greedy.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Here we go. The Nexus coming down here for Grubby. And Loner will scout that. So
Grubby may be hoping that Loner wouldn't scout on this map or go for a Reaper first, in which case he's just going to try to get a Zealot first and then a Stalker and defend, but that's not going to be it. Loner, he went for a fairly quick gas behind his barracks, and I mean, if he chooses to be aggressive here, he could go for a Marine first, then a Reaper.
He actually was just out of the range of seeing that Nexus there, but he will know.
Really?
Yeah, he will know now, having a look in here. He might actually think proxy gateways or something.
Maybe that's why Grubby made this. This is insane. Imagine, like, he anticipated the Terran would scout like this. And,
And Loner, will he, how's his mind feeling right now? He hasn't seen that extra Nexus. He's having a look. He's checking out the back.
Oh, Loner's.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Loner started a bunker.
Yeah.
He thought there was some kind of proxy going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And he stopped mining gas for some time. Wow. Loner completely misreading this there.
Yeah, and now he'll see it and he'll get a little bit red in the face. There it is. The Nexus going down for Grubby. Just about to finish, in fact. And so going to drop a bunker and try and regain some of that lost time that he's inevitably lost from not scouting that bunker and just overreacting to nothing. There was nothing there, man. So across he goes for the map, and Grubby does see it now.
Yeah, he's gonna finish, I think. Grubby needs to pull lots of probes. Okay, he's gonna do exactly that. I'm surprised that Loner mines more gas when he didn't even make a factory. Okay, he's getting a Reaper instead, so I guess you can't have the gas for everything. But a very quick factory here will be a very good counter to this, because then you can just get Hellions. Whether or not you drop them, you're going to kill probes usually.
Absolutely. And Grubby has batted away the SCV for now, but now with the Marines, Loner has an opportunity here, but the Zealot is out. Nearly got that SCV, and Loner just actually cancels. He's done with it. Grubby having a look in the main here, does see that gas, does get to count the gas and have a look at the structures of Loner as well. And
Mothership Core was started. Whoa, Grubby, he has a probe in position on potential third base here. Does he go for a third base from there? That would be crazy. I guess it wouldn't be that good, because he's mining from 2 gases in his main, and he needs to play it at least a minimum safe. That would mean adding a Robo, 1 or 2 more gateways.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised he has a probe over there, actually. Kind of felt like it was a mistake at first, but can't really be. You can't really misclick this position. He's going to send it back for the moment.
Maybe he intended to take that third and then changed his mind. This is actually Grubby's first couple games for the day. And there does see that Reaper coming up here for the into the natural. Just have a little bit of a look. Grubby does spot that, getting that Zealot up there, but that's going to be a chase that always goes in the Reaper's favor. The Stalker, though, going to make a difference. Reaper going to get sniped. Oh, does get away.
Reaper never gets sniped, man.
Going to pay the Reaper tax.
A probe almost fell there, but Grubby, with the nice micro, able to pull it back on time. He's going to be starting a robotics facility. And behind this, I wouldn't be surprised if he adds 1 or 2 more gateway, and a very quick forge will be good in this situation to start upgrading, depending on what Grubby's mood is like and what he wants to go for.
Reaper managing to get in the main here and scouting these extra structures from Grubby, the forge and the robo.
I actually talked a little bit with Grubby before this game. He asked me if I knew anything about Loner, and I haven't played him in a really long time. This Reaper should be able to get out of there
yeah, it'll be fine.
if he stops goofing around.
I was a little bit nervous there because it was actually looking like it was going to fly into a concave of Marines.
Oh, the Mothership Core confirmed there is a factory out on the map. And yeah, as I was saying, I was talking a little bit with Grubby. He asked me what I know about Loner, and I haven't played him, I think, since the beta of Heart of the Swarm. And back then, he would always go for lots of bio and lots of Hellbats to tank. And then he would do those big attacks. Even if you have Colossi and Storm, he just spreads out super well, gets a good concave, and tries to kill you, basically.
Right, and a lot has changed since then, Todd.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll agree. So Loner, like you said, a complete enigma. I honestly have no idea what we're going to see out of this guy. I mean, now we're starting to get a bit more of an idea with the gases going down in the natural and getting that Raven.
Oh, the Widow Mine.
Going to get one Stalker.
If Loner is in trouble, one thing I know about him is that he knows to pull SCV and just go for it. He's not going to try to come back in a macro game, MVP style, remake SCVs and stuff. So that's a very important piece of information to have about your opponent. And you just, I think Grubby should just look to play a standard game from there and scout as much as possible. And Grubby is very, very good in those macro games with his Terran.
Right, and both players extremely equal. So, and there's a good scan there from Loner. Actually, the scan just basically scouted everything that he already knew. He missed out on those extra couple gateways there on the natural, I think.
Loner with the, I would say, the weaker opener he went for, misreading the situation.
Yeah.
I feel like he's actually behind from where he should be right now on the Walker count. He's on 39 against 50 probes. That's very good for Grubby. Grubby going to be starting a third Nexus momentarily. He's thrown down the Templar Archives, and he's not going to want to look to play with Colossus in this game, at least not early on. If he goes for Templar drops, he gets charged, he's going to be very safe against any kind of drops, and he's going to be in a very safe and secure position, at least early on this game. Whoa! Loner's going for mech.
Oh my god.
And this has to be scouted. Like, the best way to scout to counter this is to scout it and then make Immortals continuously and then possibly play with some Templars. Grubby is very fortunate. If he had gone for Colossi and he wouldn't scout the mech, I think it's pretty bad for Protoss. But Immortals, Charge Lots, and Archons, that's the way to play against mech. At least
a million hit points, everything up in the face of all the mech there. And yeah, it is indeed going down. We've got a pause here from Grubby. So, wow, the decision to go mech against a Protoss of Grubby's caliber from Loner here. Well, what do you feel about it, man? Like, honestly, do you think that
I like that he dares going for something like this in the first game, and Grubby also dared himself going for the Nexus first. The thing is, like I said, Grubby, tech-wise here, I feel like he's in a lot better position. Going for Storm, if you're going to face an imminent push, it's going to be bad, but it doesn't look like Loner wants to attack anytime soon. He's only got 2 tanks and 1 Raven, 1 Viking, very few Marines. He's adding on 2 more factories. He's getting Blue Flame, so he could start to drop Hellbats with Blue Flame very, very soon. But, I mean, Grubby, he's just going to be super solid with this. He can just warp in Zealots everywhere. He's got a cannon in each of his mineral lines except for the 3rd base so far. And I'm actually surprised Loner is even ahead on supply right now.
Yeah, well, he started to catch up with Workers, man. He's got that 3rd CC down as well, and mech does cost a lot of food, so they are getting pumped out and in a really good position depending on that 3rd. Probably going to take out that mine there. The Raven just chilling. Not actually going to become part of the battle just yet. Actually, this War Prism looking like Grubby's going to try and get some bit of a harassment here.
Grubby is so fortunate, I feel like, to be going for what he's going for, because he didn't even scout that this is mech. Right now, he has no idea. He saw only 1 factory, 1 command center, and now I think he's going to start to have a good idea with this hallucinating Phoenix.
Now he knows. Gets that factory count, and when you see 4 factories, this many bases, you got to start preparing. So it actually doesn't need Storm at all at this point, and there's a warp going down.
Getting double forge. Oh, these Templars. Oh, where are the Templars? There's only 1. He's going to drop it in the natural, I think.
Yep, he's going to drop it in the natural. The Hellbat coming up to the main.
The SCVs are being transferred.
Ooh, Storm going down, just getting the one SCV though, that's surprising. Hellbats are still pretty good, Todd. They have the blue flame and they are tearing through that Zealot there, so...
They're gonna make quick work of the Zealots.
Absolutely.
Grubby, he needs to add lots of gateways here. He went for the double forge upon seeing he was up against Mech, but he needs a lot of gateways. He's gonna have a lot of income, and I don't think this Zealot's not gonna be able to do anything. Okay, Grubby plays very well against Mech. He moves out. I've seen it before on his stream. He moves out with the Mothership Power. He always applies pressure, and he has Templars everywhere ready to storm. And it does look like in this game, although his army looks very small, look at this. It's like 2 Immortals, 4 Zealots, 2 Sentries, and 2 Templars. Like in a direct fight, if he moves in, he's gonna get crushed. But he's not gonna move in. He's just gonna stand in front of his opponent's base.
He actually needs to warp in some units at home because we've got 2 Hellbats being dropped here. Feedback going down on the medevac, but the 2 Hellbats do get out, and what damage are they gonna get done? Actually,
no
one.
That much. Close to no one. Very nice observer here, by the way, by Grubby, just above the... Oh!
The Raven.
Boom!
Yeah, that's the most glorious way I've ever seen an observer go. Ghost's on the way out for Loner as well. He knows about the Templar, doesn't have to deal with him. Storm is a pretty big factor, and also taking out the shields of the Immortals also going to help out a ton as well. 5 at a time Hellbats being produced, as well as 2 tanks at a time for Loner. He's getting a huge army up, man. He's up a lot of supply as well.
Grubby, he's got his upgrades going for him.
Yeah,
he's chrono boosting those forges non-stop. Every time I've looked at them, they were being chrono boosted in his main. He's adding on lots of extra gateways. And the thing is, if he can build up his Immortal count well enough, as long as he gets Archons in front of his army, even if he faces a maxed out Terran army, he's going to be fine, because he's going to have so much shield. Archons plus Immortals. If Terran has no Ghost, he's not supposed to be able to win.
But the supply advantage, only
so
one.
Scary.
And Loner's moving out with a really scary push right now, and his army supply is up by 40 plus. Oh my god.
Grubby needs to move back here. He needs to buy some time to get more Archons. He's got some Templars, but I mean, Storm, not that good against this army.
Not enough Immortals. Feedback on the Raven there. Storm going down the Hellbats. They just eat it, walking straight through. And the Hellbats are actually really low health here. The Storm's doing a lot of great work here for Grubby. He's being delayed. He's hurt a lot of the Hellbats at the front as well. And more Storms going down, just doing what he can, delaying what he can, hallucinating an Immortal, and the goes to EMP the Immortals, but he still has to pull back. There's still way too much from Loner. Pulling up the ramp into the natural. Does he have enough, Todd?
I'm not sure. He needs to pull back right now, that's for sure. He doesn't have enough to fight right now. He needs to pull back behind his Nexus, use the photon overcharge, but Grubby chooses to fight instead. Whoa, he does look like he's going to hold.
Yeah,
those Immortals, man.
He needs to hold on to this natural. It's extremely important, and these Immortals are still amazing against siege tanks. With the Hellbats out of the way and the Ghost CMP out of the way, he can now push through and not actually lose any more units. So
Immortals against tanks, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
The thing is, Grubby, I feel like he made his gateways too late here, and he didn't. He should have made Archons. He should have played this better. Buy himself a little bit more time. Pull by somewhere else. Use the photon overcharge to buy yourself some time.
These 4 Immortals.
Whoa, nice
EMP and the Hellbats at the front. Doesn't want to lose these units. Dropping in the Hellbats at this, I guess, 4th Nexus of Grubby here, while taking a 5th just to the south.
Wow, Grubby is feeling very comfortable right now. He's even started a 5th. I can't believe that. Don't have that much army, but he's finally caught up. He's gonna hold the drop very comfortably. He's already thrown on his target. Grubby's rushing everything. Going for a late game Tempest switch is standard versus Mech, but usually you wait until you have like 160 or 170 supply. Grubby, he's rushing everything in this game.
Yeah, later on the gateways, but rushing the tech, so will it make a difference? Loner still has a pretty scary army, and he's still putting on the pressure. A lot of Immortals now, a couple more than before, so these Hellbats are getting kited a little bit.
That's really nice micro here by Grubby, by the way. He's sniping units, pulling back every single time, making sure not the entire army of Loner is fighting all the time.
Targeting the siege tanks, pulling back, and now there's not enough on the ground for Loner. These Immortals are really scary. It's amazing just seeing Immortals by themselves doing so much. But such is the way Mech.
See that EMP?
Yeah.
Pretty well aimed. Grubby is on full retreat right now. Grubby's... I really feel like he's overly ambitious in this game every single time he's fighting. I guess he knows that there is no way he can get caught. Every single time he can pull back, even if he gets in trouble. But Loner, it does look like he might be able to take out this 5th base. Grubby has a few storms saved up here.
Oh, this one Templar getting taken out without doing anything. These Ghosts for Loner are going to be so important the next time Grubby tries to move in against these siege tanks. And it does indeed look like he's going to lose that Nexus for sure. He's got a few units being warped in here at the 4th, but yeah. They're out of position.
Yeah, he forgot those units. Somehow
Feedback, yep.
it's gonna backfire for Loner. Nice feedback.
Oh, and there's the Immortals. They're in a nice concave. Great EMP there on the Templar, and here he comes. Can he break through? That is a lot of Immortals. Oh my god, 10 Immortals on the field, and they are moving through. He's trying to pick up the siege tanks. Does have to get out of there. Doesn't want to pick that fight. Too many Immortals.
Grubby's upgrades being 3-1-2 here against the only 2-0 Terran. This is so helpful.
Yeah.
His units just don't die. Oh, he went for a Zealot run-by in the meantime in the natural of Loner. Lots of SCVs are injured. Oh, there is a Templar, I guess. Maybe it was a War Prison?
Quite possibly, yep.
That lone Templar, man.
Yep.
Only one kill.
That's a sad Templar right there. And Grubby being bold again, moving across with a lot of Immortals. He's up to 11 now, heading into that third command center there from Loner. Once again, the Ghost making all the difference for him here. The Eldaz at the front, and he's just positioning his army to get as good as possible. And it looks like Grubby's got a run-by with some Zealots heading across the north side of the map. Unfortunately, no command centers there.
But I think he's going to go all the way around. He's already queued this in the natural of his opponents. Yeah. So this could do lots of damage. I mean, all of Loner's units are being rallied right into the fight, or I mean, next to his army, or in front of his third. Grubby's finally made the fleet beacon here. He's got only one Stargate, I think, and if he can make 3 or 4 Tempests, he's going to be so good, because he can just shoot from afar and then pull back every single time, force the Terran army into him. If the Terran fights without being sieged, he's going to get crushed.
And speaking of that, here we go. He is fighting unsieged against a little cluster of Immortals that were sort of out from the major ball. And here they come. The Ghost getting to the front. EMP's about to go down. And there they go on the Immortals. And these Zealots are doing a ton of damage in the meantime, the natural. But meanwhile, the Immortals of Grubby are actually getting torn apart.
Time Warp being used. Not going to do anything here. Grubby's lost a lot of his army here, but he's still very far ahead on supply.
Yeah.
He's retreated with lots of it. Whoa, the command center in the natural dies.
Oh my god.
Loner. Look at his Immortals, they just walked in the middle of the army.
And the Immortals do go down as you'd expect from a move like that. Loner down on supply right now, but putting the pressure to Grubby while losing his natural. The army supply is completely even, 90 apiece. Grubby just taking a lead with 100 there with that Tempest being made. And the Tempest, once he gets a critical mass of that, it's going to become devastating for Loner. But will Loner allow him to get to that point? Yeah,
this army is too low on hit points. Loner should definitely pull back, but it feels like he has to go all in, and Grubby's got too much here. He's getting Immortals 3x3, he's going to go for the engage.
Oh, nice flank from Grubby. Zealots at the back, Immortals at the front, and Loner's stuck in the middle with a GG, and Grubby takes the first game. What a great... I just didn't expect to see mech TVP today.
Me neither. I even saw the factories like really late. I was like so sure it was going to be bio, then I look at the men, I see factories, I'm like, did it make factories instead of barracks by mistake? I guess not. So Loner daring here, Grubby as well.
It's actually very well played, man.
I'm so shocked because like as a Protoss, when you get attacked at this point in the game, like if your opponent goes mech, you know he's going to attack and try to hit you when he has like a critical mass of tanks and before you can get to Tempest or to too many bases.
Yep.
But Grubby, he just made the 4th and the 5th like so fast. He was like, I'm not losing to this guy, he can attack, I'm just going to get my Immortals, shoot and pull back every time, and in the end it worked out for him. It was very close at some point though.
Well, I can't wait for game number 2, man, because both of these players are showing that they have got big balls. They're taking huge risks against each other, and I just can't wait to see this next game. I hope it's just as epic.
This was Loner's map. I watched the videos, and Loner picked Newkirk, Grubby picked Belcher, so we're going to be on Belcher Vestige as our second map. If there is a third game, it will be on Neo Planets, I believe. And, well, looking at the first game, I would say Grubby, I feel like now he's gained momentum. But Loner, if he plays Standard and Bio, this is going to be a whole different story here.
Yeah, exactly right. Loner, from memory, pretty good with his drops. His multitask is quite good as well, so we'll have to see if he can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Here he goes, Grubby.
Do you think Grubby will go Nexus first again? Probably not on Belcher.
Not on Belcher. It's too small, I feel. The other map, you can get away with it. In fact, the other map's still risky. You know, it's not like it's Whirlwind or something like that, so it's very, you know.
Alright, about to get things on the way here.
Yep.
Grubby making sure the third map is Neo Planet.
Yeah, so just a little bit of admin chatter here. So in the meantime, Todd, are you having a good time in Shanghai so far? How long have you been here for?
Just came yesterday.
Yesterday, so with me, or just around when I did?
Yeah, I had a very long journey, I feel, but then some people told me about their journey and I felt a little bit less bad.
Mine was about...
Very quick, right?
14 hours total.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it would be faster. You live right next door, on an island, right?
I live right next door on an island. You mean I live in Japan?
Hey, it's I don't know. I thought Australia was not that far from.
Pretty far, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty far. 10 hours from Sydney to Shanghai.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
The more you know. And let's get into this game, guys. I'm pretty excited for this. In the bottom right, on Belcher Vestige, we have got Loner. Currently down one map, but I believe, man, this guy can come back and tie it. And the top left, from Team Grubby, it is Grubby.
Nice one.
I had to throw that one out there at some point.
Man, it's so funny. Grubby was playing earlier, and then somebody brought like one of the sponsor things, which is BenQ, and there is this picture of Grubby like standing, like I guess he was looking at the camera straight when this was taken, and he looks like so confident. Grubby can look like right at himself while he's playing.
Well, you know what? If I was Grubby, I'd be feeling pretty confident about everything too, because you know the guy's such a legend, man. You'd remember him from your Warcraft days,
yeah,
and from your StarCraft days as well. This guy just is always in the major European tournaments, and also, as I mentioned earlier in the cast, an Intel Extreme Master favorite. He tends to join the circuit. I'm trying to remember the last one he wasn't in.
He never won an Intel Extreme Masters though.
No, but he got to the grand finals.
I did.
Actually, we were going for a walk with Todd earlier today. He's like, guys, come for a walk. So we went for a walk, and the first stop was to the Intel Extreme Masters trophy at the back, which happens to have his name under 2007 for Warcraft 3. He's a modest guy.
All right, Grubby, opening very standard there. Gate 13 followed by a gas. He's going to go for his second pylon in his main. And Loner with the very early scout here.
Yeah, and it also looks like he's probably going to Reaper expand as well.
So Loner, I would like to see him try for some bio here. I mean, Meg, it can be okay. I think it's okay as a surprise, but in the previous game, it was a complete surprise for Grubby. I really feel like he got fortunate, like I said. If he had gone for Colossi, it could have been a completely different story. It would have been so hard to hold those pushes by his opponent. Grubby not going for the second gas. He's going to want to look to maybe throw it on a very quick Nexus. He's already sneaked out a probe.
That's interesting.
Scouting for proxies.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on through his mind. Loner not particularly famous for proxying. And Grubby, he already had sneaked out a probe. Why didn't he keep it around his natural to make sure he can throw it down before there could be an eBay block? Because now I definitely feel like Loner, he has the opportunity to eBay block if he wants to. And
Loner, in fact, saving that gas for a factory. No Reapers from him. He actually didn't need the Reaper at all, because I didn't realize that the SCV was already in the main, so no point making it. And,
he ends up going for the Mothership Core before the Nexus, and he's not made the third pylon. So right now, he's dying to throw it on the Nexus, and he's going to end up being able to throw it down comfortably. What did the probe see? Oh, it saw the factory.
He did.
But like, did he have time to click on it? Probably not, but like, who makes two barracks here? Seriously, like, unless they go for Reapers, but there was already two Marines out. Yeah. Probably, I do feel like he knows what he's up against right now. He knows that there is a quick factory, that there was no quick second command center made on the natural.
I actually think Shuttle did a two barracks opener against MC in one of his games, but it didn't turn out so great for him. So yeah,
Forge going down
there. Yeah,
that's standard against a very quick factory, because you can just make a cannon in each mineral line, and you're going to be super safe with the photon overcharge and new stalkers in position.
Yep. So medevacs and of course the Widow Mine not going to be too much of a risk here for Grubby. Loner going for a scout with the Reaper a little bit later into the game. And
the three Marines getting very ambitious here.
Yeah, and he's actually going to lose some on the retreat here, I think.
Grubby's gone for a sentry behind this. I'm a little bit surprised. He's not getting stalkers instead.
Widow Mine does go down. He wants to leave.
Oh, he should have sent the Zealot in. Sacrifice, man.
Oh, the Zealot. He's going to get the Mothership Core. Oh, just on the cusp. This one Zealot, the Marine splitting here and just going for a little bit of, a little bit of microplay, a little bit of ring around the rosy. And the Zealot actually does get taken out, so Reaper getting into the main for a bit of a look, sees the Forge.
This is very important. He wants to know if he's up against the Twilight Council, against the Stargate, anything like that. He's going to be able to see that there is nothing, at least not in Grubby's main here. Oh wow, the Reaper is actually trapped in there. He couldn't go through the top right-hand side of that base. Nicely done here by Grubby. Can he get it?
This one sentry does need to tick a little bit more. He's actually going to get out.
The Mothership Core, oh,
he's going to get out of there. Can't catch it now. Unless he sticks around and tries to kill too many probes, which looks like Grubby might try and bait him out to do. No, the Reaper will escape here.
Photon overcharge tilt. Happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And Then I still don't get the Reaper. Oh wow, two Widowmans are finding their way into the
just
network.
walking straight in, man. There's no cannons here. There's the Nexus cannon. One does go down. The second Widowmine will drop though. And nice splits from Grubby.
Nice target fire.
Yeah, actually great target fire. Two probes going down there. So if you left that on automatic, you would have only got one. Reaper heading into the main, doing a bit of damage.
Oh, he's gonna get a probe. At least. Oh, two probes.
Wow. Nice harassment from Loner here so far.
Yeah, he's got his own expansion behind this. And he's gonna go for a Raven again. Mech again? Really?
Maybe, man. He's already got that at factory and he's dropping a tech lab on it.
Oh, third command center gonna go down first. So I feel like this increases the chance. Whoa, as I was gonna say, for Bio, he gets a tank.
Yeah, well, the tech lab went down the factory, dude, and that's tank territory. Down it goes. Will he drop more factories or will he go straight Bio tank? With the Raven, yeah, and that second factory, I'm feeling neck again.
Wow. And Grubby going for the exact same thing. He's gonna go for Templar Archives very, very quickly. He's got the armor upgrade. Keep in mind, in the previous game, he went for very quick +3 armor. It's not very good against mech. It's better to get attack, I feel.
Yeah.
If in this game, he decides to do otherwise, he's gonna do even better than in previous one. And now, look at Grubby's hallucination.
Yeah, and he's got
spotted the factories.
In the last game, he was caught surprised by the mech a little bit, I feel. Like, he didn't scout it until super late in the mid-game. And this time, he's got a really good idea. He knows exactly what's happening. It was a beautiful timed hallucination there from Grubby.
I think Grubby should just gonna boost probes, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's gonna boosting a lot of probes. He should be looking to take a fairly quick third, having seen his opponent's third command center. Secure his bases with some cannons. Look, he's gonna add the cannon. As I say that, I see the cannon going down in the main. You need at least one or two. If your opponent starts doing lots of Hellbat drops, you can even go up to 3. Because two Medivacs filled with Hellbats is very dangerous. What is this thing, man? 2 sentries, 1 zealots, and mothership core.
This is an interesting looking attack, Todd. I think that's the best way I can explain it. Oh, that hallucination just got Widowmine, man. That's the hardest hallucination dev I've ever seen.
Probably has to be careful. He has no observer yet.
Oh.
His robo facility just finished now. I think this was just a scare attack, but I mean, what can you scare with 2 sentries, 1 zealot?
Yeah.
Not much.
Not really, yeah. So Loner feeling pretty safe right now. Grubby just trying to, you know, pop up the feathers a little bit. Looks like he's going to take a third here with the pylon going down. So.
And Grubby, he already knows it's mech. He's chrono boosting Storm right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for lots of drops, lots of War Prism harass, while macroing in the meantime. And, well, I just don't see how this could work from Loner, considering how the previous game went, and the fact that Grubby seems so prepared this game. Although Loner does have a supply lead so far.
He does. This Hellian's looking for a third. They do see it, and this one Immortal does snap one down. Sorry, the Hellion does escape for now.
And Grubby went for the +1 attack. So now it's going to be very interesting to see. Does he go for the +2 attack, or again for the +2 armor, or even for shields? Since he could start getting
the +2 attack, so. And Warp Prism.
I feel.
Yeah, you feel good, man. You can call the games. You got your Protoss brain on today.
With Grubby's quick third, he's already going to transfer a bunch of probes and do some long distance mining. I feel like he's really going to be in a great position. Loner, he's just now starting his first engineering bay. He's not going to have turrets on time to help defend against some early War Prism, which Grubby is going for in the top right hand side right now.
So Hellions coming in here, going to get some probes. They are stacking a little bit, getting into that mineral line. They're kind of making a big difference here.
Why is he not warping Zealots? Wow. Grubby has charge.
No, he's not. Yeah, this is odd. I expected a reaction here from Grubby, but he is actually controlling the Phoenix, the hallucinated Phoenix heading through.
The infamous 2 sentries is going to throw down some force fields. The War Prism should move into the main. He's still on the right hand side of the map. Whoa!
Oh, and the Raven's targeting it with a Hunter Seeker missile, but doesn't get it in range. And a recall there to save his units.
Did you see it roll on the ground?
He's being a cheeky bugger.
The War Prism in the main!
Oh, and it has Templar in it as well. Storm's going down on the SCVs, does get a couple there.
There is another Templar with a bunch of energy in it. He could drop this in the natural.
And there he goes! Huge cluster of SCVs just got taken out by that Templar. Very nice harassment there from Grubby. He got a tank as well.
I feel like Grubby dropped too early, too late in the main. Like he got his army stuck in the third. Imagine if he had dropped in the main first and then gone into the third. This could have been a lot better. But then again, he was using the attack in the third as a distraction. The entire army of Loner went there to defend, and then the War Prism flew into the main. That's why he was able to kill a bunch of walkers. Grubby up to 19 walkers killed so far in this game.
He's looking really good, man. It's actually 68 probes of the 52 SCVs, and Loner now starting his turret wall on the main. Doesn't want to get done by Warp Prism drops again. They've really sort of put Grubby in a little bit of a comfortable position right now.
The Warp Prism could actually fly in the middle of those two turrets and like have them shoot a minimal amount of times. Is Grubby gonna fly in the middle? Really? Oh my god! 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the shield goes.
Yeah, still has full hull damage. And another Storm and a Zealot drop here, and Loner didn't expect this drop one more time with those turrets, man. Oh my god. And this is great harassment from Grubby once again. Loner still with a supply lead, but Grubby following it up with an attack on the third. He's going to get the armory as well.
Yeah, this is huge. He's going to force another armory being made from his opponent. And I think the Warp Prism in the natural is still alive with one Templar in it. He can just drop the Templar there, warp in more Zealots, then fly back into the main. Grubby's everywhere right now.
Grubby is totally got the reins on this game right now. Loner in a lot of trouble. He's falling apart at the seams a little bit.
Grubby is making Mech look hopeless. He's playing so well against it. He's adding on a second forge.
And he's going to get the medevac full of Hellbats as well. Oh, just escapes. Ran out of boost as well.
Never call medevac dead before it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. And
Loner, he looks like he wants to go for a big macro game there. He's adding on a force command center. He's the one being pressured right now. I feel he's probably very surprised by the way this game has gone. His opponent identified early on what he was up against, and Grubby is the one putting pressure everywhere, killing even more SCVs now.
Oh my god, what? He's up to 38 workers killed in this game so far, Todd. That's kind of insane.
And this Ghost.
Oh, and he's going to have a Storm as well. Not too many SCVs up here, though.
Oh, he could snipe. He could try to snipe the Ghost Academy. He's going to get the armory that's being remade instead. Even warping in a Stalker to maybe try and get the Viking.
Wow. Doesn't quite get the Viking. Storm's going down there on the SCVs. Templar just chilling in the back. He will get cleaned up, but I feel like all these drops are so worth it. 41 workers killed, and he's just chrono boosting 2 Immortals out at a time.
Oh, 3. He's got 3 Robos.
3 Robos. My god.
Why? Because he can.
Yeah, because he's got that many extra workers, man. He is now 74 probes to 56 SCVs, and he is on 4 Nexus just about. Ooh, this could be great for Loner here.
I think Grubby is going to react on time.
Yeah,
Hellbat shouldn't get too many kills. And Grubby's gone up to 2 photon cannon in his third base.
Yeah,
and in his main as well. That's very smart.
Smart and safe. Oh, and he got a Dark Shrine for Grubby as well. It's being a little bit cheeky, going to get the whole tech tree.
Loner, what is that?
That's the transformation upgrade for the.
Oh wow, that's the
Hellbat
icon for it. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's exactly.
It's a Hellbat. I was like, he's producing a Hellbat out of the tech lab.
Yeah. No, that's the upgrade that turns the Hellions into Hellbats. And now he's plugging the hole in the main, as Todd just pointed out for me.
Line of turrets, man.
That's right.
That's how it goes. He doesn't want Warp Prism flying in. You know, the Warp Prism could fly on the right now and still make it. There is always a hole, man.
Yeah. That's right. And any hole's a goal when you're a Warp Prism.
That's what
Storm going down. And it looks like he's actually going to storm them to death and live. Turn them into Templars. It's a little bit horrible for that Hellion there.
I'm surprised Loner isn't sieging. He saw the army of Grubby just right outside his base.
I called that before. I called the medevac dead before it actually died, man. I should have listened. But that time I was right at least. Yeah. Huge army from Loner heading across the map. What are the upgrades looking like? They're
3-2.
Yep. So they're pretty strong, but Grubby's has better upgrades again.
The ghost count is very low. There is 4, but they have lots of energy. Grubby has to be careful. If he gets his entire army EMP'd here, this could be very, very hard. Loner still being on supply, but his upgrades, man, 1-0.
Exactly.
Just 1-0. Loner's got the fourth base, though. He's not in such a bad position. Considering how well Grubby has been played, Loner has done a very good job of stabilizing.
Yeah. And Storm's going down there. EMP on all of the Immortals. Yeah, he has to recall. Can't engage that. And down on the fourth. Meanwhile, Grubby heading into the third with a bunch of units. And these Zealots do have charge.
Wow. A Templar following them. It almost got shot down by the Planetary Fortress. There is a Templar just above those units. He's got full energy. Could get in there and storm. Grubby's not seeing it.
There he goes.
Feedback. Wow, nice.
Good storm there.
He one-shot the Raven, right?
Yeah, he did. So the Raven making a bit of it, well, getting rid of the Raven really, really good for Grubby, and Loner taking a 5th command center on the north side of that main there. So he's still got macro on the brain, man.
And Loner is not scared to expand, that's for sure. Grubby as well is getting a base on the left-hand side right now.
Looks like this game's going to get a little bit longer. Grubby just has one Stalker out of range of the Planetary Fortress, doing a little bit of harassment there at the fort. Very annoying for the Terran to have to deal with that, but the Protoss now has to deal with a huge army of Hellbats and Siege Tanks. Ghosts as well in the party. Got 5 Ghosts, 14 Siege Tanks, and 31 Hellbats in that army of Loner.
31 Hellbats.
31 Hellbats with Blue Flame.
Oh, there is no turrets anywhere except in the main with that line of turrets. So those Dark Templars, they're actually going to do quite some damage. I'm surprised Grubby hasn't sent one in the third base of Loner.
Yeah, actually the Templar heading to the turrets.
Double armory, I didn't even see. Loner is going for lots of upgrades there.
These Stalkers have been amazing at this fourth base.
Yeah, I'm surprised Loner hasn't done anything. You just gotta send like a few tanks to dispatch of the...
They do now, but...
Oh, the armory in the main with the +3 attack is gonna die!
Oh, he delays the +3.
Loner. That's...
He's got the death ball syndrome. His units aren't split, man. He's having a hard time dealing with
the Protoss syndrome.
Yeah, the Protoss syndrome. 1A, 2A, 3A. And meanwhile, he is just being taken apart with this multitask. And he has a huge army of mortals heading through the natural. And Loner's army is out of position. He's losing tech, he's losing production
force
here.
fields.
And force fielding the Hellions and the entire army out as well. And he's still walking into it. He has to. He's got nowhere else to go.
Wow, Grubby's... This is very dangerous. If his Mothership Core was to get EMP'd here, he wouldn't have recall. But Grubby's just going to get into the main. He knows that there is no ghost nearby. He's going to kill as much as possible and then possibly recall some... He left some Templars outside to storm on the army.
Feedback on the Medivacs there. But that's not really going to do much for him. He needs to recall out of the main. Cannot lose that army, and he does. Sending some Zealots as well. The multitasker Grubby attacking in 2 places at once at all times.
There's a pylon and a Templar denying the command center from landing on the right-hand side. Man, those Zealots, they're going to get a lot of kills. And again, the army of Loner is basically on one control group. He's sending everything back to the left-hand side right now.
83 workers killed in this game.
At the bank of Grubby. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown down like 6 targets right now, but instead of that, he's gonna go for the Robo Bay. He's getting thermal lens. He could do a Colos Eye Switch if he wants to.
That's interesting, because I think that the Tempest switch is actually way safer. It's pretty much game for him if he gets those Tempests out.
Wow, the Dark Templars in the main.
Yeah, DTs in the main taking out the turret ring. Grubby gonna take out the command center as well, and this is looking really bad for Loner right now. His army out of position again. Now deciding, yep.
Again, he could get into the main and force field a lot.
Now, Loner is actually deciding to split his army up now, but it might be too little too late. He's supply blocked all to hell right now, 158 over the 140, and Grubby just recalls.
Oh,
just 2 minutes damage and peace, see you later. Leaves 1 Archon behind, but he doesn't care.
And you know, this army of Loner took quite some damage. There's 3 of the ghosts that are pretty low on hit points. He's got a single Medivac. You need more Medivacs with your Hellbats to help Helden the whole time.
And look at the production tab of Loner right now.
1 gas and 1 engineering bay.
Exactly.
That's pretty pathetic indeed.
It's a little bit of a shame for the Terran player. He is actually in a 54 supply cap right now. Meanwhile, Grubby still sitting pretty on a maxed army.
Grubby's upgrades. 3, 2, 3. He's got a Zealot at the Watchtower. Loner has no vision. 4 Dark Templars walk past his army. Grubby's gonna split them all over the place. In the meantime, he's gonna go for the snipe on that Planetary Fortress. And there is lots of SCVs plus tanks.
And that's just... He just harassed him to death. Didn't even fight the main army. Just harassed him to death. Great play from the Dutch Protoss there. Amazing stuff. Really inspiring.
Showing how to play well against mech. There's still a few more things you can do. I definitely think, like you said, he could have transitioned into Tempest. In this game, it was definitely better than
safer, I feel.
Going for Colossi, but I guess he was so busy microing everywhere with the run-bys and stuff. Like, it can feel hard to transition to something. Like, you need to go back to your base, place your buildings and stuff. Especially for the Tempest transition, usually you go back to your base, you make a Stargate. You need to have picked a location, a good location, like you don't put it anywhere. And then you go back there when the first Stargate is finished. You add 2 Stargates plus the fleet beacon.
I feel like when we were talking about the Tempest though, Grubby could have done anything he wanted. At that point in the game, he was so far ahead.
Man.
Yeah.
Tire switch, why not?
He was feeling so far ahead and really in control of that game, and he was, so bit of a shame for Loner.
I really like the War Prism between the 2 turrets. That's so big. Like a lot of players, they don't know how to prioritize with their War Prism, so they just queue it and send it, hoping there will be no turrets. But a very important rule of playing Protoss and doing War Prism drops, you need to look at the War Prism as it flies into your opponent's base. That's the same thing for Terrans. They cannot afford anymore to queue Medivacs. Well, sometimes they can, but not always.
Boost is pretty good.
To just queue Medivac and not look at their medivac. You need to look if there is something waiting for you down there, if there is defense, if there is Templars, anything. And Grubby, I guess he did this so well because he just flew right in the middle of those two turrets.
Yeah, he knew the gap and in he goes.
You know, if he doesn't do that much damage with the first drop, this can be a completely different game. Loner, he has to be slowed here. Going for a mech, you need to be able to put a minimum of pressure onto your opponent, or at least force him to go for a lot of static defense. Because if you don't do that, and he just masses very well on 2 or 3 bases and then goes for timings, it's going to be very hard for you to win.
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be taking a little short break here. I'm Maynard. With me is Todd. You are watching the Intel Extreme Masters in Shanghai. Don't go away. See you soon.